Welcome to the Thanksgiving What Am I quiz. Can you guess them all? I'm big and brown and cooked to perfection. You'll usually find me at the center of the table. What am I? Answer: turkey. Fun fact: turkeys can see in color. I'm a popular comfort food, especially during the holidays and family gatherings. People argue about whether I should be chunky or smooth. What am I? Answer: mashed potatoes. Fun fact: potatoes were first domesticated over 7,000 years ago. I'm long, orange, and sweet. Some people bake me into pies, others cook me into casseroles. What am I? Answer: sweet potatoes. Fun fact: sweet potatoes are loaded with vitamin A. I'm fluffy and buttery, and you'll often see me in a basket before dinner begins. What am I? Answer: dinner rolls. Fun fact: the first dinner rolls appeared in Europe centuries ago. I'm red and jiggly, and some people love me while others skip me entirely. What am I? Answer: cranberry sauce. Fun fact: cranberries float. They have little air pockets. I'm warm, spicy, and full of flavor. I fill the house with the smell of autumn. What am I? Answer: pumpkin pie. Fun fact: pumpkins are technically a fruit. I'm crunchy, buttery, and often filled with pecans. What am I? Answer: pecan pie. Fun fact: pecans are native to North America. I'm fluffy and white and sit on top of sweet potatoes. What am I? Answer: marshmallows. Fun fact: marshmallows were originally made from a plant root. I'm a parade that fills the streets with giant balloons and marching bands. What am I? Answer: Thanksgiving parade. Fun fact: the Macy's parade began in 1924. I'm something families watch after dinner, especially fans of football. What am I? Answer: Thanksgiving football. Fun fact: the Lions and Cowboys play every year. I'm a place where families gather to say what they're thankful for. What am I? Answer: the dinner table. Fun fact: Thanksgiving became a holiday in 1863. I'm a bird that people watch, feed, or cook. What am I? Answer: turkey. Fun fact: male turkeys are called toms. I'm something you might see flying across the room when kids get too excited. What am I? Answer: a dinner roll. Fun fact: bread is one of the oldest foods in the world. I grow on trees and am often baked into pies during fall. What am I? Answer: apples. Fun fact: there are over 7,500 apple varieties. I'm savory and sometimes spicy. People put gravy on me. What am I? Answer: stuffing. Fun fact: stuffing is also called dressing in some states. I'm brown and poured over potatoes and turkey. What am I? Answer: gravy. Fun fact: gravy has been enjoyed since the Middle Ages. I'm orange and carved in October but eaten in November. What am I? Answer: pumpkin. Fun fact: pumpkins are 90% water. I'm fluffy, warm, and often flavored with cinnamon. What am I? Answer: cinnamon rolls. Fun fact: cinnamon comes from tree bark. I'm a holiday where people travel more than almost any other day of the year. What am I? Answer: Thanksgiving. Fun fact: it's the busiest travel day in the US. I'm green, cooked with onions, and topped with crispy bits. What am I? Answer: green bean casserole. Fun fact: it was invented in 1955. I'm something you say before eating. What am I? Answer: a prayer or giving thanks. Fun fact: many cultures practice gratitude. I'm eaten cold the day after Thanksgiving. What am I? Answer: leftovers. Fun fact: turkey sandwiches are the number one leftover. I'm a drink made from apples. What am I? Answer: apple cider. Fun fact: cider dates back to ancient times. I'm the sweetest ending to a Thanksgiving meal. What am I? Answer: pie. Fun fact: Americans bake over 50 million pies for Thanksgiving. Thanks for playing. Comment your score below and subscribe.